Hello, Kevin Carriere with Powertron Global here, and today we're going to talk about our data, why it's important to you, and what you need to know. We have collected more data supporting our technology than anyone in the entire industry. Now, I know that's a big claim, but it is true. We start off with lab data in the best lab in the world. It's right here in the United States. The next category is we have a compilation of field data in 32 countries, over hundreds and hundreds of customers that are all certified by professional engineers, and we have that in one spot for you to review. The last piece is forensic data, and our new platform looks deeper than has ever been seen before into HVAC performance and into its efficiency. The first part of this video, I'm going to talk about our lab data. It's really crucial. It's the best data you can ever get in the industry, and it certainly took a lot of time and certainly a lot of resources. This is done at the Underwriters Laboratory in Plano, Texas. Let's take a look at the UL data in depth. The Underwriters Laboratory test is significant for Powertron Global because of the difficulty it is and the rarity it is for someone to get new technologies into this testing environment outside of the original equipment manufacturers. The laboratory was normally used for new equipment for some of the larger manufacturers in the United States to test their designs and to get certification. So it was very difficult for us to get our technology tested in this environment just due to the size and scale of the people that normally use the lab. It took about a year to get on the books and to get scheduled, and then it took about 6 months to start the project and get it complete. We had to take equipment from the field, bring it in, have it cleaned and serviced and made to operate in as good as conditions as possible prior to conducting a baseline. After we treated the equipment, we had to move it into another area of the laboratory where it could run for the number of hours predicted. I think in this case it was 300 to 500 hours of runtime, so that we get proper gestation of the material. And then it had to be put back into the lab in the same conditions, into the chamber for those same conditions, so that it could be tested in post fashion. So this test was conducted in May of 2015, and this is the first page of it. If I move to the second and third page, a couple of significant things that I want to cover. We're not going to cover all of the details of the test, but we'll talk about the summary. We mainly want people to understand how difficult it is to get this testing done, and that it's highly significant, as I mentioned earlier. If you move this area on the second page of the test, you'll see the project number for anyone that wants to validate that the test was completed and it's a valid test. This is the number that you would present to UL to get the validation that the test was completed. If you move through the page, you will see the participants of the test from engineering and staff at the UL laboratory. The standard of the equipment is shown here. And then the equipment itself tested. Certainly you'll see that on this page. If you move to the next page, in the preparation of the unit for testing, this is the significant steps that were taken prior to the baseline so that we could get it operating as good as we possibly could prior to the test. If we move to the next page, we have the summary results. The EER, which is the energy efficiency ratio, and the kilowatts per ton metric are two of the most significant numbers, where in energy efficiency ratio, we see an enhancement of 22.5%, and in kilowatts per ton, we had a reduction in kilowatts per ton, meaning the amount of energy used to generate 1 ton of air by 18.2%, both highly significant. We also asked them to do a condensate test for us, where we measured the amount of humidity removed from the space, and in pre and post fashion, we removed almost 25% more humidity in the space from pre and post conditions. The rest of the test is available to anyone that would like to review all the data, and certainly we will provide that upon request. In the next section, I want to talk to you about taking UL into the field, where we could have UL audit our testing procedures and conduct a test alongside of our staff. The next part of the testing was conducted in the field in New York City at a very large bank. The goal of the testing was to get the Underwriters Laboratory personnel to audit our process and then conduct a test alongside of our staff, our engineers, so that we can compare the results for approval. We moved from the Texas laboratory into the field in New York, and at the end of the test, we received a certification of our processes being sound and our methodology being accurate, and our test results matched the results that that their engineers conducted alongside of us. What's significant here is that we test all over the world in hundreds and hundreds of locations with this same methodology. We wanted our customers to know that when they're viewing those reports and that style of testing, that it is an approved method of testing by UL. Certainly other bodies approve it, but we felt like it was something worth having for credibility. This part of the test, at the end of it, you'll see the reduction where we had a 21% reduction in kilowatts per ton. Notice that matches very closely to the reduction in the laboratory environment. And that's something that you'll see in our field testing and in our forensic testing. Thanks for watching, and make sure to check out part 2 where we discuss our field data.